Well, here we are with Helen Farrell. Sorry, take two. Here we are with Helen Farrell, who's actually a friend of ours. And I'm sorry I got your name wrong there, Helen.
That's okay, Merv. Anytime.
But Helen's a fan of the Poocast podcast. Well, isn't that great, Kaye?
It's fantastic. Hope there's many more of you to follow.
Exactly. Now, look, the reason why we want to talk to you is because you mentioned to us one time when we got together for dinner or whatever, and we were talking about the Poocast, you said, there's some foods I can't eat, some foods I don't like. And I'm thinking, come on. What foods don't you like?
I love all foods, Brian, but unfortunately all foods don't love me.
Like?
Like wheat. Wheat is a big one, where wheat tends to make me feel very heavy and full, and I tend to have trouble going to the lovely place that a lot of people like to go and read for 5 minutes.
You mean the dunny?
That's the one.
Oh, dear. So have you always had this problem with wheat, or is this something that's come on as we've gotten to our middle years?
I think it's something that's evolved, Kaye, yes, over the years. We all used to love having bought bread, home-cooked bread, and over the years my digestion and my system, health issues, and I suppose as well we look at maybe not exercising different, metabolisms change. So wheat is a big thing that I've excluded predominantly out of the diet.
There's a lot of things in our diets, aren't there, with wheat and all the rest of it. I mean, it's like what are you missing out on?
What am I missing out on? I'm missing out on the lovely smell of bread, but changing over to different grains, different sourdough and gluten-free bread has sort of replaced wheat in my diet.
We have a friend who's a celiac and like very serious, and she just went to Europe and apparently lived on tuna salad, basically, most of the places, because you can't get gluten-free there. But I'm curious as to your thoughts on why wheat is now such a problem. We know that in some areas the farming practices have changed a lot. Do you think that's got anything to do with it, the changes to how wheat is grown, the soil it's grown in?
Yeah, maybe grown and processed. And also, I think, there's chemical issues that are out there. Also, we look at different people's lifestyles and how we are, now how we live, how we exercise. I think there's so many changes personally in people's diets that maybe it's not always the wheat, it's the combination of other foods that we eat with the wheat. Yep. That can contribute to us having, suffering with whether it's bloating or, digestion issues, and also, as we say, going bowel issues from it.
There's a big push at the moment to just remove glyphosate completely from the process of farming and all the rest of it, which could contribute to, some of the issues that you're experiencing with wheat.
Could do.
Interesting, you said there's a big push. I mean, we are talking about elimination, and let's face it, we all want to have a nice, healthy elimination. So if you can't have wheat, what can you eat?
A nice regular elimination would be ideal. I predominantly now like to test different foods, different types of flours in my diet, predominantly gluten-free. Love to cook with tapioca flour and cassava flours, and millet is a good one, and teff, which was one recently that we've introduced into our diet.
What's teff?
Teff is a very, very small grain, was predominantly available and eaten and grown in Ethiopia. I do believe it's now available, I think, somewhere in Europe and Africa now grow it, and we do also grow teff in Australia now. So, but it's very gentle on your digestion. Right. It is gluten-free, so that's one that we're playing with at the moment.
So the condition, in inverted commas, that you have, is it self-diagnosed, or a doctor or a dietitian diagnosed it, or you just did it by a process of elimination?
A combination. Sorry. Yeah.
Wrong word.
Combination of elimination.
He can't resist going there.
No. Yeah, a combination of elimination. I had seen a dietitian in previous years and going through a few phases with the dietitian. Also then just trial and error with myself, sort of stopping having wheat and just introducing good, fresh, healthy foods has helped a lot.
What about things that a lot of people take for granted they can eat, like certain herbs? How do you go with herbs?
Herbs. Love most herbs, as I say, parsley and mint and other things, again, aiding digestion and general health, and also big on herbs for inflammation or anti-inflammation, again, in my diet. Probably the one thing that I will say is really yuck is coriander.
Oh,
Can't touch it.
What?
Can't touch
Coriander.
it. Poor old coriander. And it's used a lot these days. I mean, love Thai food, but I can't have fresh coriander.
What does it taste like to you?
To me, it's got a very metallic, soapy taste, which I know a lot of people say, but it's an instant in the mouth. I'm sorry, I'm going to go and eliminate it.
It's terrible. What about coriander seed?
Interesting. Coriander seed I am good with because it's normally in curries. I love Indian food, and ground coriander, being the seed, not the leaf, has a different flavour and a different reaction in my body. So yes, that's a tick.
Well, it's very interesting to hear the different things people can and can't eat. Our co-host Jossie, you've probably heard recently, said she can't eat oysters because it tastes like snot. So you don't even want to think about that, do you?
No good picture.
Any other little tips or pieces of advice you might have for our listeners and viewers?
I just think go with your gut. Always go with your gut, and enjoy food, enjoy tasting different food, and listen to yourself. Often you'll crave something. Love chocolate like everybody does, but again, I'll have it, and then a couple of days later it doesn't agree with me. So go with your gut. Listen to yourself.
I think, as we said before, a process of elimination is the way to go.
It sure is.
Oh dear, I bring them everywhere. Thank you very much, Helen.
Thank you, Kaye. Thank you, Brian.
You can call me anything you want.
Thanks, Brian.
Just don't call them late for dinner.
There we go.